What's up guys, this is Shana. Today we're gonna check out Avisa in Tropicana Alam. Let's go! Hey guys, it's a very wet morning and we are now standing right in front of the site of the brand new Tropicana Alam master plan. Okay, so this is their first phase called Avisa. The phase 1 of this project has been introduced since early of the year, around March. So now phase 2 is released. And finally, the show unit is ready. That's why we're going to come and visit. But let's get our coordinates right first, okay? The sales gallery is just right across the street. Let's go. So let's get our coordinates right. This is Puncak Alam. So this is UITM Puncak Alam. And we are sandwiched in between a few main locations, right? And this is currently the site. So to be a little bit more transparent, this is City of Almina right here. This is Eco Grandeur, Banda Hill Park, Banda Sarjana Utama is here, Banda Street Cofield is here, Gamura Gardens is around here, and this is Tropicana Alam, okay? A brand new addition to this already well-established location that is furnished with a lot of brand new highways, okay? So the main highways to get here mainly is from the Guthrie Corridor Expressway, the GCE, right? And they will use the internal roads that's passed by UITM and the UITM hospital to come here. And the road condition here is already very sophisticated. That's great. Then for locals who are occasionally getting into KL, they will be using the Lata Highway from above, and that connects to the North-South Highway, which connects further to KL. But if you are trying to get down south into Setia Alam side, the Klang side of things, there will be this brand new WCE highway as well. And mostly people use the Lata and WCE highways in that situation. So this is the entire development of Tropicana Alam right now. In total, there will be 362 acres of leasehold title land, and these will be the first phase called Avisa Residences that consists of double-story terrace houses, the nasi lemak property that everybody loves. So this will be the main highway that connects from the external coming in. This will be the development. So after turning in through the junction, there will be the existing shop offices here. We are now currently in the sales gallery and looking out. This will be the phase 1 Avisa Residences. In total, 911 number of units spread across 88 acres of land. Okay, so when we come in directly into the master plan, you can already see the sophistication of design because they have done this many times already. So first of all, you will have a public lake here that's open for everyone. It's going to be also the water retention structure. It's also going to be a place-making strategy next to this main road going into phase 1 and phase 2. And from the get-go, you can see that this is the only entrance in and only entrance out from the phase itself, and this will be a perfect checkpoint for security guard house. Then when you come in, straight away you will have this greenery, this landscape area here, and they'll have public facilities such as the basketball court, football court or whatsoever, park facilities all within the center, and this gives you a very first impression when you come in from the development. And this is when you divide yourself into phase 1 or phase 2, okay? And when you come in, you can look into the entire design again. You will have this spinal arrangement. So there will be no units facing direct junctions, very efficient. So the entire development is also covered in terms of perimeter fencing, and that includes the perimeter landscaping as well for better privacy. Then for the units along the spinal roads will all be the corner lots, as they just have a little bit more reserve away from the roads. Okay. Then for phase 2 areas, there will be certain streets where they have a cul-de-sac included within the design. So it increases the privacy for the residents around this area because only a resident would use this road. For the others, then it's also pretty controlled. The only accessibility between phases is this road and this road here. So within the phase right now, there will be 2 types. Type A, 20 by 70, 1,917 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And type B, similar in terms of size, but just that the build-up is larger, 1991 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Okay. If you just look, the main difference will be at the ground floor, where for type B, it's fully extended for the kitchen area. Okay, so that's the only difference. And for type A, when you come in from the car porch, this is where you will park your car. There will be a sliding door in the front of the facade. Going in through the foyer, there will be a nice area for your sideboard going in, living, dining. Then you have a kitchen. This is split slightly off-centered a little bit to accommodate a bedroom at the ground floor. Also, the room then has a very nice ventilation backwards. That's great. Then you have a common kitchen at the back connected to the garden. Going upwards, then you will have this family hall, and the team said that it's very remarkable. We're going to check the show unit later. At the back, you will have two rooms split evenly. In the center, sharing the same bathroom at the back. Then you will have the master bedroom in the front with an ensuite bathroom attached to the facade. Yeah, so this will be the intermediate unit, and let's go check out the show unit. Okay, so now we are standing right outside a completed advanced unit. Means these are the actual units that the customer will be getting. And here we can judge a few things, especially for landed products. First, you gotta check the pavements at the side. Okay, so here from the road level going in, this will be the entire reasoning of why you should buy a landed lah, right? The relationship with your car is way more intimate compared to a high-rise. This will be the location of the drains. But whenever there's rain, this will be the direction of the water flow from the surface runoff. Then this will be somewhat like the walkway. There is broom finish. You can see the texture of broom. This will be the small little island for landscape. And because this is an individual title house, eventually these will be all covered later by respective owners. Okay, so this will be a location of the gate, and this is the unit that we're going to check out today. As we mentioned just now, the width is actually 20 feet, the length is 70 feet. And what a lot of people actually do is they always remove. And in first glance, what I like is there's no columns in between, although it's not very wide. So at least like you can safely park two cars here. But what eventually I suspect owners will do is they will demolish one of these. So it's kind of bulky. So when you open that up, so your entire width of the gate will be lengthened further. Then going in, this will be the car porch that is applying concrete imprint. You'll see the expansion joints, you will see the printing of design. This will be the partition design between houses, right? The fence between. This is way more economical, but for the front part, it's still covered, so that's great. The height of the car porch here is 2.8 meters, and I think it's okay because for the one that is providing the shade structure is actually higher. But again, like because this is an individual title format, right? They don't really need to cover too much because eventually owners will all have their own preference in how they will cover. Some will put canopy, some will put glass, some will put Teflon if your budget is a little bit more, right? At the side then, this will be the letterbox area. This will be the area for your external water filter, and this is how you dispose your refuse. Okay, so this is a refuse compartment inside, very big. And just for revision, the limitation to double-story terrace houses, especially for the intermediate units, will be the amount of facade. So conventionally, it's only the front and the back. Therefore, architects or developers will try to maximize as much as possible on the frontage and the windows located at the back facade. Some will then try to introduce lighting and ventilation points through the roof. You'll go and check that out later on the upper floor. And here is again demonstrated. So at the front, you will have this 20 feet with frontage and 2.7 meters, which is around 9 feet, right? It's actually used as a sliding door in front. So that's great, and this will be the main door going into the unit. So coming into the main door, the clearance of the door is around 900 mm. And immediately you will be here at the foyer. So this width here is very nice, 2.18 meters. And I like that they locate the door slightly away. So this room for extra cabinet if I want to put my sideboard also boleh. But when I come in, the first thing I see is this very limited height, 2.45 meters here. Well, I think it's because the bathroom is located above, therefore they need to set in some depth for piping purposes. And that's something to point out, but the rest, when you come into the unit, then it's very nice. So this will be your living room connected to your dining area. Very nice, and you can see that it's open. There's no columns, no beams within this compartment itself. Very nice. The ceiling height here then is 2.98 meters. Solid. So here, if you look into the width from the staircase to the wall, that is 4.8 meters. Solid width, right? You can do a lot of things here. And the flooring materials that they will be providing, this is a 600 by 600 tiles. It includes the tile skirtings at the side as well. And this can potentially be your storeroom, or you can dress it up using interior designs to somewhat be like a day bed or a reading corner if you want to. But something very apparent is this box up structure. So I've kind of asked the team a little bit. It's not fully 100% structural, but mainly they want to tidy up the line for the structure here. I think it's a little bit daunting because that just sets a very low ceiling height here, which is around 2.45 meters here, which can be rectified easily, but I don't know why. Anyway, moving on then, this will be the kitchen area. And here, because of this wall here, you can actually partition it if you want to. The wall-to-wall width of it is about 2.43 meters. You will have the 5-feet wall tiles at the kitchen area, and this will be the location of sockets that they will be providing. So most likely this will be the bottom cabinet, the top cabinet. The location of your fridge can be here, or you want to locate it at this nook here also can. This can be somewhat like a dual linear format of kitchen, or you can just terminate a little bit early because that will be your yard area, the location where you can put your washing machine, and plug points are all available, water points all done up already. A little window connected to the back, and this will be the main difference between type A and type B. So if you look opposite, that's type B, where it's fully extended to the boundary line. That's why it costs a little bit more for type A. Then if you wish to have a little bit more greens in the back, where I can at least dry my clothes or do some gardenings at the back, or you prefer to have your own format of extension, so this will be the variables between types. See which one you want. And again, this is an individual title format, therefore it's entirely up to the buyer's own preference and affordability on how they want to do the extension. The only limitation will be the local authorities guideline. And this will be the back lane scenario between buildings. So this will be the row of type B, this is the row of type A, and this is the distance. And that is actually the limitation for individual title house, because this area here belongs to the local authorities. And if you compare the design of such to a stratified landed product, usually at the back row will be all the garden area where there will be a small pavement or walkway surrounded by landscape treatments. That one requires maintenance fees. This one you don't have to. That's why it's just all simple design, premix tar road, gao tip. So between the living and dining area versus the kitchen area, they are applying different floor tiles. One will be the glossy type that expands the boundary of the area, so the area looks big and glossy, nice. This one you will have a matte type of flooring where it's a little bit more anti-slip. There's more friction to it for safety purposes. Very thoughtful. This is then the ground floor bedroom, where the size is huge. So this is 3.25 by 3.2 meters. It's way bigger than the kitchen area. Instead of splitting the area into half, I kind of agree to have the bedroom size a little bit bigger. But again, if you can just remove this partition wall here, this entire space can be your kitchen if you want to, if you really like cooking that much. But ultimately, this is very useful, especially if you have your parents living with you. This is going to be very, very important, and I like the width of the openings. So the clearance here is 897 mm, about 900 mm. Coming in, this will be the connection to the bathroom, and it comes with a ramp. So that's great, especially for those with mobility issue. It's going to be very friendly. But just my comment, how I wish, because there's still room for it, right? This would be great if it's a sliding door, because it's easier for the person on a wheelchair to open this way. Just my suggestion. And it comes with a window as well. So this connects over to the backyard, and I like the size of it. So usually it's only this frame, but they kind of extended it here. Very nice. But unfortunately, that takes up the space. If you want to put a desk here, then it's a bit weird. Like if you want to include a bay window sitting area as a reading corner here, then cannot really. Yeah, entirely up to you when it comes to the interior design approach. But the bathroom size is solid, so it's very wide. You will have the Location of the WC here, biconic basin design, also biconic full height wall tiles, no shower screen, and there will be a ramp here going in. So this again very kind for mobility purposes. And you have a window at the end that is frosted. And just for information, like all the lights and fans are not included with the unit when you get it, right? So please do always check with the salesperson on what's the exact thing that you get. Currently, I think they will be providing an aircon unit in the living room, and that's about it. But we will never know whether there will be upgrades or seasonal promotion from time to time. So please always check with the salesperson. And the selling price currently for this unit is about 600 over 1,000, as that depends on the type that you choose and the orientation and the position of your house. So to me, if you have a little bit more budget, I think the corner unit is way more attractive lah. But we'll go and check that out later. From the living space, going up the staircase, you have timber floorings here. You have a timber railing, also steel railing. And here then you will feel the structural elements a lot. From a personal preference point of view, I wish that this could be a little bit more open, because now I think this is a solid wall, right? The entire thing, this is structural elements. But I wish this panel here could accommodate like a small window. At least I can peep through outside who's at the door when I'm located upstairs. Then you can see this beam again. And this is my point. Why must you have a box up that is so thick that creates this intimidating feeling across the space? I don't know. The width of the staircase then is about 1 meter, and you have a solid wall here as a partition to the family hall. And this is, wow, look into this space here. So the ceiling height here is about 6.1 meters up to the window. So this has several purposes. So when you come up, the first feeling when you see, wow, look at this ceiling height. So that's the first effect that you get. Secondly, so you have room for hot airs to move up. So the unit will be slightly cooler. Also, when you have the ventilation panels there, it drives ventilation a little bit better. But ultimately, it resolves the ultimate challenge for landed terrace houses, where you only have the front and the back for facade, right? This provides that third option as a way for daylights to be introduced into the space. So the quality of space will be drastically more comfortable. But the limitation to such design then, how am I going to clean the windows there? So technically you will not or never clean until you sell the unit 8 years later lah. Therefore, the argument here will then be the choice of window. So now you will have the top hinge window where you open like that, right? But I think it should be a louvered format where it's like a louvered like that, right? So at least birds won't fly in, right? But then it still allows daylight to come in, it still allows air to flow through, but yet keeping water out as well. I think that would be better. Another limitation then to this kind of design, in order to fix up the fan or fix up whatever electrical appliances at the ceiling, you will need extra work, such as scaffolding, and that usually comes with extra budget or extra cost during the moving process, right? When you want to move in, you want to put a fan here, wow, there will be extra cost because there's extra equipment required to install. Also, the specification of the fan will be different. But will it look very nice? Yes, it will look very nice lah. Then this is the door connected to the tangki area. So this is somewhat like a maintenance access at this corner, okay? Then the lighting strategies applied throughout this space here will be wall lights attached at the side. Another point of debate then, the choice of handrail here. This is way more stable, I agree. But personally, I prefer the handrail to be extended over. So this entire space will look way more open, and I will argue maybe the installation time required is also lower compared to having a parapet wall like this. But for the entire upper floor, they will be applying laminated timber floorings throughout all spaces. You also have the timber skirtings, okay? This hall then is connected to 2 rooms at the back. Let's check this one out first. So the space here is 2.79 by 3.8, solid, nothing to argue about. Very practical size, and even a very practical window size as well. So this one compared to the one at the ground floor, I can perfectly fit in the study desk here, and the user of the space can actually perfectly have a very nice view outwards too lah. When I put in any furniture here, it will still function very well. And I like the width of this. And just looking over to type B. So now you can see that the bottom area for the kitchen is actually extended all the way. Some might argue that the position of the window might be a little bit too tall. I actually want to have better view from the kitchen towards outside. I don't mind people looking in, so you can actually alter the window position. But then again, some might argue that, hey, I leave all this plinth area for what? Might actually extend the wall of this over to the end, then my bedroom will be bigger. While you do that, then might as well just extend the wall of the toilet to be bigger. That's the best part about individual title housing. Entirely up to you. It's really up to the requirement of space that you need for your family against the affordability, or aka the budget that you have for extension. Because it's going to be a never-ending process. However, from the perspective as a developer, then I think the extension of the kitchen will be addressing the need of majority of people. Once we have a little bit more budget, the first thing is to extend the kitchen. Bedroom, since it's for the kid, he's not that big, he don't need that much space, so never mind first. That one, if you have budget, you want to do it, you do it yourself. Because it actually affects the current selling price. If they were to extend everything else, instead of 1,900 square feet now, if it becomes a 2,200 square feet, guess how much they need to sell to you? The entire selling price will then be not as affordable as the current selling price now. For the windows, then they are no tinting, it's clear, and this is the format standard. Okay. Moving in, this will be the shared bathroom between two bedrooms. This will be the WC and basin by Conic shower area, no shower screen, full height wall tiles with a window at the side, and it will be shared by the users of two bedrooms here. For the second bedroom, then the size is slightly smaller. It's 3.2 by 2.9 in area, and the size of the window is also smaller too. Of course, you can still perfectly fit a queen size bed, wardrobe, study area, dressing table, still a lot of space lah. But looking back again to this family hall area, right, it's superbly big. It's so big that it makes the room actually very small, and you combo with the height some more, right? I think this is like one of the best space within the house itself. And moving on, this will be the master bedroom. So the width from wall to wall is about 4 meters wide, which is very, very comfortable. And you just look into the window size in the front, this is huge, making the space very comfortable in terms of quality, in terms of quantity as well. Okay, so here you can perfectly put whatever size bed you want, and they are providing 1, 2, 3 sockets here. I think at the back, maybe there's one more, or no more, there's only 3. And this will be the view looking outwards lah. So here we can gauge the distance from house to house, which is very comfortable. Then the distance to the shop blocks outside. Okay, but I like the size of the window here. Again, when we talk about individual title house, the extension, again, most people will then extend all the way. But again, that's up to you. So here you will have the aircon points provided. Very nice. And this will be the area for your wardrobe lah, for additional wardrobe if you want to. So here, this entire thing can be a wardrobe. This one can be somewhat like a walk-in wardrobe experience as well. This will be the ensuite bathroom and your points here. Conic basin and WC shower. Very nice size window. And this will be the area allocated for your full-size mirror. While you put in a mirror here, it's going to look so good. Full height wall tiles, and I like the ramp here that is way kinder to the toes. And this is a very nice touch too. So this will be coming from the aircon itself. So I think that's nice. Either the aircon or the tangki, I'm not too sure. Then this will be the compartment for you to put in your shampoos. And I think that's all for this type. Let's have a quick glimpse of the corner locks lah. Because for me, I would be very, very interested in the corner lock. So coming out from the intermediate house, this is the corner unit, and the building size is slightly wider, so it is 22 by 70. But the main selling point is not that. Besides that, you will have this corner profile here that is amazing. This should be the exact reason why somebody must, I shouldn't say must lah, but the ultimate value of why somebody would pay the extra premium for a corner lot is because of this extra profile here. Even if I just leave it like that, it's going to be a perfect, nice private garden space for the family. It's going to add a lot of flavor to the dining area. You will have one extra facade which gives way more flexibility to the bedrooms upstairs. Therefore, potential capital appreciation as well. So just to observe, this is the facade treatment for type A and the different color scheme for type B, and this will be the fencing for the unit itself. So it's somewhat solid, but again you can actually change this ultimately to your own design. You can even extend the house if you want to, but the side profile will be the main point for the unit because you don't want to have your living room facing all the flares from the car all the time. So this will be the main opening for the unit. Then again, the difference between the back for type A and type B. So type B is fully extended, type A is not. So after you park your car here, you can have a plug point to charge your EV. Coming in through the main door, this will be what you see lah. So your living room here, dining room there, small little, not small lah, this is huge lah as a storage area. Then a very big kitchen space that has a wall-to-wall width about 3.15 meters. Wow, just imagine, right? Having a breakfast counter, then your wet kitchen at the back, and it's connected to the dining area here. And if you have gardening skills, you have a bit more budget to dress up the lawn area, open your outdoor-indoor relationship. Ooh. Then again with the ground floor bedroom for your parents, or it can be a workspace connected to a shared bathroom, and this will be the yard space connected to the back lane. Coming upstairs, then the family hall does not have a extravagant ceiling height anymore because you have the extra facade here for your windows. Okay, so this is very comfortable, connected to the master bedroom. Wow, huge with the master bath on this side, very nice. Then going opposite, you will have the two bedrooms, which is somewhat similar, but this one, the window profiles is a bit different. So the windows will be located to the side, and it comes with an ensuite bathroom. And that's another selling point for the corner unit. Each bedroom will have their own ensuite bathroom. What a luxury. And this unit will be about 900 plus thousand. So mainly you're paying for extra facade, extra land at the side, extra privacy, and the entire economics for landed, right, is ultimately divided into corner lots, end lots, and intermediate. So the scarcity elements always apply to the corner lots. And just to pay some attention to the infrastructure works, because they have done this many times already. So you will have a grand entrance statement into the whole face of Avisa residences. You have some payments that's decorated along with the landscape treatments going in through a guardhouse. So this is a guarded community, not a gated and guarded. And they have just designed this individual single way into the development. So from a privacy and security purpose point of view, it's very important. And when you come in, then you will have a roundabout dividing phase 1 and phase 2, and the whole sense of coming back, the experience is very nice, as you have the empty space from the left, the empty space in the front. Wow, right? It gives you that very grand welcome feeling to the development, which is always good. But that is public area, this is private area, and this will be the examples of landscape that they're going to do. And based on their past projects that we have visited before in Tropicana Aman, very close. Right next to the site, which is like about 5 minutes driving distance away, we have a Lotus hypermarket here, and it's actually adjacent next to 2 lakes. I think they are retention ponds, and if you can listen to the background, that's actually the Friday prayers going on right behind. So around the mosque, then you will have all the residential areas, you have all the commercial lots around. But looking at it, it's pretty crowded for a Friday afternoon. Wow, that's good. Coming from the other side of the project, then this will be one of the latest commercial area for the township itself. And we are now in these Caltex stations where it's integrated with A&W and a drive-through family mart. So a few observations here. This junction has very heavy traffic for a Friday afternoon. and it also consists of a lot of heavy vehicles like this, because right behind the area is all factory. Plus, there is also a brand new extension that connects over to Lata Highway here. This is also the main access getting into Guthrie Highway. Therefore, you can see the traffic here, it's crazy, right? This is really beyond expectation. Just when you think like, wow, this location is a little bit further away from the city center, right? So there won't be any people qua. Nope, so wrong. So this will be the residents where they are working around the location, and the highway is just very useful for them. Therefore, this location is relevant for them lah. And also on this side, then you also get to see the amount of land or canvas that is still available for development. Some has been cleared, some are still in progress, but you can really see a lot of actions that are taking place right now, which is very coincidence. I don't know whether is it planned, because if the project team really did plan this, right, it's going to be so good. Because when everything such as the amenities like the school, tuition center, highways, commercial lots, factory lots, all are here, right? Job opportunities are here, UITMs are ready, hospitals are ready, then only you come in and build. Wow. When you move in, livability is no longer an issue. Solid, very, very good. And I guess that's all for the immediate surrounding of the site, where you have just clinics, convenience stores, your F&Bs, your mama, your Jaya Grocer is also right across the street, and the entire stretch, you will still have more and more commercial lots coming up. And I guess that's all for the episode. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. So for the first 3 things I like, number 1, it's this standard product that every Malaysians love. This is the Nasi Lemak property. It's that double stories terrace house, individual title format. Then built in a master plan township that comes with the 5 acres lake lah, the jogging track lah, the park lah, and it also comes with the characteristic somewhat like a gated and guarded product, where you will have that single in and out, and you have a really engineered and well designed unit layouts across the master plan, where you will have cul-de-sac for better privacies. You will have the spinal roads for any units to avoid junction facing. You have the roundabout to redirect traffic between phases, again better circulation, better privacy, better security. Then you have the fencing around the boundaries. You will have landscape treatments, and the best thing is you can really go and check out their existing projects around. For example, the Tropicana Aman from phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of phase actually, and you can see somewhat the products are the same, design approach is the same, consistency is the same, so you can somewhat already expect that they have done this many times already. Therefore, they also come out with the variation where they know the buyers will most probably like. Type A is the standard one, where it's entirely up to you to design. Type B is the one with the extended kitchen behind. But ultimately, this is still an individual title. You can really do whatever you want. So there's no point giving too many variations, because ultimately you get to do whatever you like based on the affordability or the state of income that you have. That's why Malaysians love it lah. So that makes the corner lots really desirable in my opinion. Number 2, we have visited a lot of different projects around the area, just to name a few, right? So we have City of Elmina around the corner, Eco Grandio around the corner, Bandar Street Coalfield, Gamuda Gardens, Hill Park, and this is just the bigger brands around, right? For the smaller plots of pocket land developments, those are also a lot around the area, and all of them came into this location at different times. But to me now, this timing, it's very good. Why? All major infrastructures are ready. For example, Dash, connection to Guthrie Highway, Lata Highway, WCE Highway. Then you have the UITM Puncak Alam branch. You will have the hospital UITM. All those are ready. You will have all the shop lots around that are ready. Factories around there are also ready. And when you look into the roads around this area, there will be a very big gap in terms of size and width and furnishing compared to the local roads around the area, because just looking at the junctions around, it's like 4 lanes, proper pre-mixed tar road with guardrails and landscape around. So in terms of infrastructure, amenities, and by the time the houses are ready in 2 years or 3 years time, right, I do really think that the timing is just right. Because I still remember back then, some of the audiences who actually invested in other projects around the area, they actually voiced out the sense of incompleteness in terms of the road access, in terms of the constant constructions and things like that around the area. So this one, I think, solid. And the third thing is also pretty close to this, but this, if you look into the master plan, this is really at the fringe of the developer land, and that makes the pricing of their products very, very interesting. If you were to compare to new projects, they are very competitive, but if you were to compare to the older ones, then they are a little bit more expensive. And it really fits into the market demand in terms of typology, where you have individual title houses that is free for all, no guardhouse, no nothing, everybody can go in, everybody can come out. And then on the other side, you will have full landscape, stratified, landed living kind of lifestyle that comes with a guardhouse with a swimming pool, gym and facilities kind of setting. Tropicana Avisa, then right in the center, you have individual title, which gives you ultimate freedom to do whatever you want. The pricing is very, very competitive. You can still have the guardhouse, you still have the park, you still have the facilities, the privacy. That's why the pricing now, I think for phase 1 now, is still very, very competitive. However, the three things that I don't like personally, it's the leasehold title, especially when it comes to a landed products, right? The land tenure actually matters to a lot of conventional buyers, so this is a leasehold product. And personally, individual title, to me, I'm not a big fan of it because of a few things. Number one will be the back lanes between houses that is just left empty, because in a stratified format, usually that back lane is heavily decorated like a park, because to kind of make it more livable. Because conventionally, it's always treated as a very negative space, the space where your exhaust or oil or from your cooking and washing, right, all face behind, and it's always dark during the night, because ultimately it's the back of house, right? So in this individual title format, the back lane is still having that kind of quality, but the developer do try to curb that issue by having guard houses, perimeter fencing and things like that. So another quality where a lot of people will like is the freedom to renovate the house however you want. Meaning when you move in 3 years, 4 years later, right, you hit a big bonus or you get a heavy promotion, you want to extend the front, the back, the bedroom, the top, the bottom, you want to extend the whole thing, right? Actually you can, but from a neighbor point of view, then I do prefer the whole township to somewhat have a theme to it, a standard look to it. But if you are not a fan to it, right, especially if you're a corner lot owner, I want to do whatever I want with the house, then this is for you, just not for me personally. The second thing will be the immediate surrounding of the site currently. So if you look into the site, there are a lot of industrial lots that's coming up right opposite the site. So there's two ways to look at it, right? So one, you have higher density of heavy vehicles around the area. It will sometimes occasionally be a little bit more noisy when you have productions or manufacturing involved within the industrial areas. But on the good side, then it means job opportunities. It also means less number of units for projects. Like imagine if all those are apartments or landed houses, there will be direct competition or more competition to the property actually. So it really depends how you see it. Personally, I kinda prefer it to be in a light industrial setting, but I don't know whether those categorized in that matter, because all those are individual title lots. Again, you get to do whatever you want. But the sizes of factories around here are also huge. So to me, it really complements the entire sense of community where you get to work here, you get to study here, you get to live here, you get to play here, learn here, everything do here. Therefore, making the location more relevant. So when you pick your units, if you are more particular about orientation, then there are sites that are closer to the factories, there are actually sites that are closer to the hills behind. See which one you like lah. The last point will be almost like the point that I mentioned just now. Within this location itself, there are a lot of development. Good side, you look at it, it means this location is really picking up. It's no longer that very far away location that nobody wants to go. That was a silly joke that I made last time. But now if you look into the prices of houses, not only from them, from the other competitors, right, all are really rising. People are really moving in. Shop houses are taking place, malls are taking place, schools are taking place, highways are taking place, hospital, university, everything is taking place. So for buyers, then there are just more homeworks to be done. Means within this budget of about 600,000 to 700,000, what can you get around the area? Do you prefer a brand new terrace house in an individual title format that's gated and guarded, or you like stratified living that is smaller but the environment is amazingly different, or you want older houses asal I got big land, cukup, I don't care how my environment is. There are just so many different variations, different types of houses, different type of developments available in the market around this area. Yeah, so please do make sure that you make that informed decision with the money that we have. And I think that's all for today. The weather is still very grayish, although we come on the second day already. It's still raining, but just amazing to see one location really picking up momentum, right? And it's heavily participated by many different developers. So once the highway are done, all players are coming in, and when they come in, buyers come in, then you really see communities are building and forming. Amazing to document. And I guess that's all for this episode. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Shantan. Ciao.